Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade. How did you end up becoming like one of the most controversial games of 2024? That shows you that we need more video game announcements so that people can focus their attention on other things, because Stellar Blade once again finds itself on the end of controversy. And I am someone, and I always tell you guys this, I'm not someone who views everything black and white, where it's, especially if it's a situation that's obviously a bit more sensitive. People think that everything is woke, people think that nothing is woke, and they just blanket these things and then they go about their business because they're trying to appeal to their Twitter followers or their YouTube channel or whatever. I don't really care. If people agree with me, that's cool. If people disagree with me, that's cool. It is what it is. But I'm always going to look at a situation and give you guys my honest thoughts on the situation at hand. And, Stellar Blade has been one of those games that's been getting a lot of heat from people. The whole character of Eve being, a hot character. A lot of people didn't like that. But I have to give credit where credit is due, because when I was talking about this game, I said I definitely felt that review scores would be negatively impacted because of the character design of Eve, because I honestly felt that some journalists wouldn't be able to separate, their own ideologies and their own visions of what a person should look like and set those aside and look at the game for what it actually is. But much to my surprise, I felt like a lot of these reviews were extremely fair, and I thought the Metacritic score was higher than I initially anticipated it was going to be. So, credit where credit is due. I don't hate all journalists. I just like to poke fun at them sometimes, and they get really mad at me too. Good Lord. I must have a little more influence than I actually realized. But with Stellar Blade, obviously there is a brand new controversy. The hard R controversy. That's right, folks. RGT is talking hard R. The hard RGT. But this was a situation that emerged on Twitter yesterday, and I just found it absolutely perplexing. The reaction that some people had, the sort of ideology of why it happened and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about it today because, I don't know, I just feel like talking about it today. So in case you are unaware, Stellar Blade is coming out in a couple of days. Reviews went up for the game, like I said, and someone found something kind of interesting in the game. Essentially, there is a shopkeeper called Roxanne in the game, and her store name is called the R Shop. Now, for whatever reason, at one point of the R Shop, there is some graffiti on the wall next to it, and it is spray painted the word hard, because I don't know why. So it essentially says hard R Shop. Now, if you're not an American watching this video from the USA, you probably don't understand. You probably are just like, well, okay, well, what does that mean? In America, though, it does have a certain connotation. I'm not going to get into that connotation, but, Google it if you really want to know. But of course, this ended up, some people got mad online. Some people thought it was just strange thing. Obviously, this being a South Korean studio that Shift Up is, I don't think there was any malintent with this. They probably just have words spray painted on the wall, just generic words or whatever. And that's just sort of what happened with this. They ended up apologizing for it and telling IGN, who wrote an article on this, bringing it to a lot of people's attention, that they would be fixing it. It was going to be fixed. And then later on yesterday, it was actually fixed. So there's a lot to unpack right there. There's a lot of nuance that we have to go into with this whole situation. Do I think Shift Up was being nefarious in this? No. It was probably just something that happened. They are a South Korean studio, and they probably didn't put two and two together with this sort of thing because it's a very regional based thing. Think of it like the C word in Australia. It begins with the C and ends with the T. It is a word that is thrown around very, very loosely there, and nobody really cares. But in America, that's considered like one of the worst words to say, which I don't really get, but whatever, it is what it is. So words and certain things have different meanings in different regions. So not everything is going to be applicable to every sort of region, but with Shift Up coming out and saying, hey, you know what, this is being patched, and then it got patched, pretty much same day, a lot of people sort of were like, well, wait a minute. is this, you know, is it because IGN brought this to the attention that now this game has been edited? Now this game has been quote unquote censored, because Shift Up has gone on record saying that nothing was going to be censored for any region in the game. So now you have the opposite end of the spectrum of people that are like, well, they, you know, they bent the knee to the woke mob, this, that, and the other. It's IGN's fault. And I find it interesting that people bring that up. Even like some like a game developer who has a very large following, and like look, first and foremost, I get it. Everyone is a grifter. Okay, everyone tries to appeal to their audience, or an audience that they want to have watching them. You know, the word grifting has been so diminished lately. So I understand, you know, saying things that you know your audience will agree with so that you can get those likes and get that interaction on social media. But the problem is when it's inherently incorrect, and you're someone that probably knows that it's incorrect, yet you kind of go along with what your followers kind of want you to say, like, that's kind of weird to me. Because if you know anything about video game development and patches and stuff like that, this isn't something that just immediately happens. There's not like a magical button you press in order to have a patch go out there and then the patch is live. Like, these things take time, and they have to go through checks in order to be put out. That's why some of your favorite games come out on day one broken, but then a week later they're fixed. This patch was already done. This patch was already in development. This was already something that was going to happen, because it came out on the same day that the reviews went live. And the average consumer who gets this game, that didn't get a review copy of this game, they would have never known that this was a thing. They would have never known that this even existed in the game. It's because attention was brought to it by a lot of websites that it started to get steam rolling in the community, because an outrage click is still a click. But it wasn't a immediate reaction situation. You know, if IGN's article didn't exist, the patch would have still happened, because the patch came out today. You know, you can't just immediately put a patch out there. And for so many people to be misinformed about how video game patches work, it really surprised me. Now, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you know, is this a form of censorship? Is this, you know, a form of bending the knee to the woke mob that you can never please? I don't really think it is. And some people are going to get pissed off that I say that, but this has nothing to do with the character Eve. They didn't cover up Eve. They didn't change Eve. They didn't change people's, you know, in-game stories. They didn't change anything that impacts the actual game, or impacts a character and changes how the character is to be perceived. They simply took something that was spray painted onto a wall and changed it to something else, because in a certain region it has a negative connotation that some people immediately I shouldn't say look forward to, Jesus, but they look for those sort of things. And there are people that go out of their way to get offended by things, because it was very minimal, the amount of people that actually saw and noticed it. But I don't think necessarily bringing attention to it is what caused Shift Up to remove it, because it happened on the same day that somebody talked about it. So it's just, this is a product of the environment that we are in right now. And I just feel like it's going to be like this with every video game now. You know, there's going to be one side of people that will defend everything that's in a game. There's going to be one side of people that, you know, want to that demand change because they're offended by anything. And if you're not on either one of those teams, like, you're considered, oh, you're a flip-flopper or something. No, I am a free thinker. I look at situations on a case-by-case basis. And if it doesn't align with your views and your values and how you perceive things, that's okay. Like, I'm not here to pander to you. I'm just here to give an opinion on a topic. I just think that this was something that was completely blown out of proportion. A lot of people talked very loudly about a situation that they don't fully understand. And as long as it doesn't impact the video game itself, as long as it doesn't impact the story of the game, the characters of the game, any sort of meaning or message that Shift Up wants to put out there with this South Korean video game, like, who cares? Who cares? They removed some graffiti on the wall. Okay. That happens. You know, if you spray paint something, the city might come along and clean it up, remove it. Are you gonna have a meltdown over that too? I don't know. If you are severely worried about this, though, you know, you're allowed to be. If you think that this was intentionally done because Shift Up are terrible people, you're allowed to think that. You could think whatever you want at the end of the day. I do not care. I am just simply here to provide you with how I view the situation. And that is how I view it. Shift Up did not do this intentionally. They probably found out about it from some, you know, review feedback or something like that. They decided to patch it out, but they didn't get the chance to patch it out until after the reviews went live, after people saw it, and after people reacted to it. And so now it's just a big, messy situation. But at the end of the day, when the game comes out, nobody's going to care. People are going to buy the game if they want to buy the game. They're not going to buy the game if they don't want to buy the game. It's overblown. That shows you how dry gaming news is right now. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Am I a snowflake, wokey? Am I a extreme right-wing grifter? Because I get called both of those things, and I'm just like, okay, sorry, I don't give into the hive mind with this sort of stuff. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. I'm filming this at 11 p.m. Eastern time. I have no shirt on. I was not going to be on camera, but I forgot that I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm making this video in advance. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Give me your feedback in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.